Hey, Teresa.
Hey Carl, how are you doing?
Good, good.
Good. We have people jumping on. The mayor's not on yet, but he should be shortly. So we'll just hang tight until we're ready to get started. How's the weather up there? Is it still storming or has it passed?
Raining, it's still raining.
Still raining, okay.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit of rain.
Mm. Any power outages? Have you had any? It seems like our Wi-Fi has been cutting out with the weather and the satellites and things.
Yeah, our transformer blew, and so we're on emergency generator right now.
Oh, okay. So just a quick welcome to everyone who's jumped on the line. We're still waiting for the mayor. He should be on soon. I talked to his office this morning, so it should be a couple of minutes and we'll get started. If everybody can just hang tight. Thank you.
Hi, everybody that's gotten on. Looks like he's getting on.
Hi there, Mayor. Can you hear us? Mayor?
Hey, Teresa, how you doing?
Hey there.
Hey, Mayor.
There's Carl Joyner. I know him personally.
Hey, man, you're looking good today. Did you
Oh,
dress
keep
up just
talking.
for
I
us?
believe it. What's that?
Did you dress up just for us?
Just for you. Everything good?
It is, and we're glad that you're joining us today.
Oh, heck yeah.
Mayor, we still have a couple of people jumping on, so we'll get started
No
in about a
worries.
minute or two.
No worries. Just tell me what you want and I'll do it for you.
All right. How's the city
So-
looking right now with the flooding, and are y'all having any issues?
It's raining. Well, it's not raining right now, so that's good. But it rained, but not real hard. There's more thunder and lightning than there was rain.
Oh, good, good. I think we all get a little bit nervous when
Yeah.
it starts to downpour, so. Yeah. Okay, well, we've got a good group right now, and it looks like it's growing. So I just want to welcome everybody. I'm Teresa Rodriguez. I'm the president of BayTran, and we welcome you again back this week for another one of our webinars. I've got Carl Joyner, our chairman, here with us, and our special guest, Mayor Jeff Wagner from the city of Pasadena. And Mayor, BayTran is in our 30th year of advocacy for mobility and infrastructure initiatives. And what we've been doing is reaching out to the communities that make up our service area, which is Harris County, Brazoria County, and Galveston County, talking to the mayors and the county officials to see how they are faring during COVID, what their recovery looks like, how they've been impacted. And, you know, because we're going to be ready to hit the ground running as soon as we can, we're also looking at how we can keep advancing our infrastructure, mobility projects, drainage projects. What we've learned is that construction hasn't stopped, it's still going on. And you know, we'll need it when we're all back on the roads again. And so reaching out to you, we're excited to hear what you have to say about the city. And we also want to thank you for being one of our supporters of BayTran at one of our member cities. And I'm going to turn it over to Carl for a couple of remarks before we turn it over to you, and then you have the floor.
So,
Thank you.
Mayor, BayTran's really trying to connect with all of our member cities as well as our sister cities. And we're trying to be prepared for Austin this next year, but also if there was a federal package for infrastructure, we want to make sure that we're all heard, all of our members of BayTran are heard, and we get that information to our legislators. But our top three things that we know of now would be the coastal spine, the widening of the ship channel, and then the completion of the Grand Parkway around Houston. Those seem to be our top three, but we really want to hear today what the Pasadena needs are and how you can help us with our top three. So Jeff, thanks so much for being with us today, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Well, what's good is talking about the widening of the ship channel. Congressman Babin sent me a text last week and said that Barber's Cut got a big positive grant to help widen the channel. I forgot the number he said. It was a lot of, lots of millions of dollars. So I don't know all the information on that, but that's definitely something that city of Pasadena and all the cities around here we've been pushing for. We need that ship channel widened as fast as we can, and that just goes along with the spine. You know we need that, and we're also not fighting, but we're discussing about the what they're trying to do. Rice University has a thing going on there in Galveston that's supposed to complement the coastal spine, but I've said all along, I don't do anything that would jeopardize the coastal spine. So our focus is on the coastal spine first. Very, very important. But get back to Pasadena. You know, right now in Pasadena, we're talking about the COVID-19. We've got 877 cases here in our cities, last 3.5 months. Now, 272 are active. So that means people are actually getting healed or cured from the COVID, but 272 cases are still active here in our city. And if you look at that in the city of Pasadena, we've got like 153,000 people. As everybody knows, we're the second largest in Harris County. But with that, that's probably less than 1% of all our citizens. That's good, but one case is too many, but we know that. We know how contagious it is. But our job is to do everything we can to help stopping the spread. And like Teresa, you said in the first, construction stuff is still going on. And it's been going on in our city ever since we knew that we had to shut our city down as far as sending employees home. But we said, we'll do that, but we need our construction to keep going. And we have. Here in our city, we've got a brand new court building being built. Matter of fact, even as it's raining right now, they're across the street from City Hall building our brand new court building. We have a new fire station and police and fire academies. We should have all during this COVID, crews have been out there daily working. We're ahead of schedule on all the buildings we're doing. So yes, we do need to stop the spread, but we also got to make sure this state in our cities and our counties, we stay open. Very, very important. We all know that, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that's very positive, and we're keeping it a very positive spin. Now, as we know in Harris County today, if you go into a business, you got to have a mask on, and people working at all the businesses where people come in and out must wear a mask. We're for that because, again, we're for keeping business open. Whatever it takes for business to stay open, we're for. And if this is just for the end of the month, I'm all for this. Do I agree how it was presented to us? No, but that's a whole different issue. I'm for wearing a mask as long as this helps everybody together stopping the spread of this virus. But back to Pasadena again, sorry. Here in Pasadena, construction is still going on. We have lots of street projects that we're doing, lots of infrastructure. And as you know, the big infrastructure that we're doing, we're almost finished with our design of 25 miles of new streets and new drainage all through Pasadena. We're very excited about that. The construction phase should be coming up, I guarantee, September, hopefully September, October. But we know infrastructure is the most important part of any city. I mean, it's just common sense. And when we went out to get this grant from the government, and we actually got the money from our government as fast as we did, it shocked the whole world. It shocked us too that we got it so quickly. But the design phase, it went very well. Lots of great engineer companies were involved in it, doing a great job. Now we're looking for the construction part of it. Very excited about that. But besides that, here in Pasadena, we've got other things we're talking about. Yeah, we have a micro transit that we're trying our very best to get a hold of. We just put in through the federal government to get a grant to help pay for our micro transit. And if you don't know what micro transit is, I'm sure you do, but let me just give you a little. It's like a Uber. It's cars or little vans where if you want to get around a city, instead of using bus system, you use the micro transit system. It's cheaper. It's more effective as far as getting people in and out closer to their house instead of walking to the bus station. So we're really excited about looking outside the box. Lots of cities are doing this. San Antonio's doing this, and that's where we got the idea from. And parts of San Antonio with this is the citizens are absolutely loving it. And the reason why they're loving it is, of course, the city will pick up part of the bill. It's cheaper than Uber or in Lyft. And it's the same concept. We'll use Yellow Cab as the people who actually pick the people up in cars, but it's going to be our cars. Our logo will be on it, but it'll be ran through Yellow Cab. And again, it's not a taxi service. Remember, it's micro transit. So with that, we're very excited to try and move people around our city on our new streets using our new micro transit. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll get this grant and we can actually get this going. Very, very excited about that. Other things in Pasadena, as far as that goes, is of course, besides our 25 miles of new streets, we still have sidewalks that we have to take care of. And so far since I've been mayor, we've done over 42 miles of sidewalks. That's from here all the way to Galveston. I mean, it's that far of sidewalks. And we still have projects that we still want to do with sidewalks. Because along with sidewalks, we're talking about streets. Pasadena, right now, we have put, I guarantee, in the last 2 years, about $28 million on doing streets. This is not the 25 miles of street, of fixing streets. This is different from that. Different streets and different drainage throughout our city. And already we have seen in the last couple of big rains, what we've done so far has actually worked. And we're very excited about that. Do we have ways to go? Well, absolutely we do. But we know our engineers are looking at our drainage, coming up with bigger pipes, ways to route water. Is actually working. So the infrastructure is live and well here in Pasadena, and we're doing everything we can to make sure we do it better than what we've done in the past. And that's the key. Look to the past, but let's think about the future. And that's all we're doing here is looking at the future. What can we do to make Pasadena better for all our citizens? And that's exactly what we're doing. So that's what's live and well in Pasadena. Any questions or concerns? I mean, I could talk for 40, 50 minutes, but I'm sure we don't have that kind of time on things that we're doing here.
Yes. Now, you've talked about all the miles that you put in terms of improvements. So where have been the hot spots that you've tried to focus on in terms of pulling the picture together, whether it's both the drainage and road need or pedestrian facilities needed? Have there been any hot spots? And also, if you had one project that you could snap your fingers and it would get done, what is that project?
Let me answer that part, the back part of that of your question about what I like to put my finger on, and let me explain something real quick. When I became mayor, I knew that Pasadena Boulevard has been in talking about getting work between a partnership between us and Harris County. And that was a couple years or 3 or 4 years even before I became mayor, and I've been mayor 3 years. So this is going 6 to 7 to 8 years they've been talking about Pasadena Boulevard. Well, when I became mayor, I went down to see our Harris County commissioner, and I said, we want to do Ritchie Street. in Ritchie Street from 225 all the way to Southmore, because it's in worse shape, if not the same shape as Pasadena Boulevard. So they agreed to it, but I said, I want to do something different. I want your money, let us do the work. And the commissioner agreed to that. So with that, we took their money, they matched 50-50, and from 225 on Ritchie Street all the way to Southmore, we finished new drainage, new sidewalks, new street in a year and a half. And if you have not had a chance to drive down Ritchie Street, it's amazing. So what I like to put my finger on, I like the same deal with Pasadena Boulevard. If they'll give us the money, we can do the work. Just look what we did in just a short 2 years. I said year and a half, let's say 2 years. 2 years of getting a whole street, drainage and sidewalks completed. It's amazing. That's what I like to see done here on Pasadena Boulevard, is for us to work together a lot closer and really just give us the money, we can do the work.
Okay. Now, you brought up partnerships, and just by the nature of Pasadena's boundaries, we through these talks, we've heard a lot about how cities tend to partner as they're getting projects done, because roadway projects don't end at the city boundaries. Right. So, you partnered with Harris County on some of those projects, and hopefully on the Pasadena Boulevard project to get it advanced. Are there other partnerships that you've worked on to advance any projects or initiatives?
Absolutely. We've worked with, for instance, Deer Park. Deer Park, the mayor, Jerry Mouton, called me and says, hey, there's a ditch between our city and your city that really has been ignored for a long period of time. I said, ignored? What do you mean? So he gave me a little background on it. I said, it's not ignored any longer. And within 3 weeks, we fixed the problem of that one ditch, which is a very deep ditch. We fixed it along with them, the partnership. Now the ditch works perfectly. That's another partnership. And all the mayors throughout Southeast here, we talk all the time. Anything we can do for any mayor in any city around us, we're on board. And the beauty behind it is they're on board too. So the partnerships, Southeast Harris County, it's alive and well. Us mayors, we stick together, and it's a great partnership.
So Mayor, tell us about how has the pandemic affected sales tax in Pasadena?
We have not seen the actual numbers yet, but I'm willing to say, and I'll go on a limb on this one, it's going to be down. But I don't think we're going to be as bad as some other cities, or as bad as what we can even imagine. I really believe, and I looked at some of the preliminary numbers, but what I see is we're down, but not as down as bad as what is manageable. Now, what's good though is back in December, we was up 13% higher than what we were the year before. So that's going to help us float through this. But if we're down, say 5 or 6%, that's going to kind of equal out. Well, I don't think we're going to be equal, but we're going to be pretty close of just be able to maintain what we have. I haven't seen the numbers, but I'm just guessing we're going to come out okay. And I'll say this as a side note. I don't know if y'all have Cane's chickens anywhere near y'all, but I don't know. I understand how these lines in Cane chickens they're unbelievable. Even today, ours is on Fairmont Parkway. It's always a mile long. So with just the taxes off Cane's chicken, we should be fine.
So
it's unbelievable.
Eat chicken is a motto in Pasadena, huh?
I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like this before in my entire life. But Cane's Chicken, I guarantee, is the #1 restaurant in Pasadena. It's amazing.
You're going to have to change the Strawberry Festival to the Chicken Festival.
I think you're right. Hey, speaking of the Strawberry Festival, did you see where they're going to have it? July 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the fairgrounds. Hopefully, and they will. They're very serious about making sure social distancing, all that stuff's going to be in there. But I think people are really ready to get outside and enjoy something. And I think they made the right decision on doing that.
Good.
How is the city involved in implementing any, COVID protections? Is it just by nature of being outdoors that you should have social distancing, or will the city be taking any other kind of measures?
Well, we have and we'll continue that. Like, for instance, all our senior centers are still closed for all the seniors. The library, we're very limited on matter of fact, we're not letting anybody in yet, but we're bringing books out back and forth. So we're being as proactive as we can on making sure social distancing in our public buildings, our city buildings, as we can. As a matter of fact, and down in our lobby where people pay their their fees and stuff like that, we practice social distancing, and it's really enforced. I mean, we got guards down there constantly, enforcing it. But we have not had to really just get down on anyone. Everybody's doing it themselves. They understand where to stand and take turns. So we're being proactive, but the citizens out here are actually great. It's nothing that we have to enforce. So it's working out very well.
So all of your bars and restaurants have been pretty much compliant with the restrictions?
Again, yes. And the ones that I've been to has been going the extra step. Like, for instance, a couple of ones that I've been to, they're closed down for a week because somebody in the back or somebody said that they tested positive. So they close it down. They're cleaning it corner to corner. They're doing everything they can to make sure it's safe, but also by staying open. So yes, I think they're all following all the rules.
Great. So next year when we go to Austin as a group, as BayTran, we would really like for you to join us and really help us put together the legislative agenda for your part of Harris County, all of Galveston County, and part of Brazoria County. And then we can go in masses, and I think people will pay attention to us in Austin, and hopefully we can get our fair share as we move forward. But again, probably the coastal spine is somewhat state, federal. The widening of the ship channel is probably federal, but definitely the completion of the Grand Parkway is pretty much state, unless we can get help through the federal infrastructure plan. So we really would like to have your help. And again, if there's things from the Pasadena side that would help us all, we want to get behind you and help make that happen.
Absolutely. Again, I believe in partnerships, and we are partners. So anything we can do, I'm on board without a doubt.
Okay. Well, I think we're about through our 20 minutes. Did you have another question, Teresa?
I did. I did want to ask. There is the Pasadena Livable Livable Centers study going on right now, and it's just been my observation that when you engage the public in a study like that and talk about livable centers, it starts kind of bringing concepts that are outside the box. I think these studies have elevated the discussion of pedestrianism and bike use in our region, which, 10 years ago was not a big topic in Houston, in the Houston area. So have you received any feedback? I think that study is supposed to finish in September if it's still going as planned. But what have you seen in terms of participation from your community, and any ideas that the city might really like from that?
Well, so far, the input of citizens actually reaching out and giving their comments has been off the charts, and that's exciting to me. There's so many things that we could talk about on that. I get updated constantly on it, but I think the thing that I'm most proud of is our citizens saying exactly what you're saying, talking about walkways, bikeways, and just trails like that. And we have the capability. We have that here already, but we can make it better, and that people are realizing that. And I'm excited about that. Yeah, but I'm excited for the study to be finished. We can look at it and actually do something. But I say this, and I've said this all along: we don't design anything that we can't build. So With that said, whatever we come up with, we're actually going to do, and that's what I'm excited about.
Well, that's great. And I think once it is finished, we'll probably call you back and ask you to come talk to us about it and get your thoughts on it.
I'd be happy to.
Great. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, Mayor, thank you so much for your time today. It's always good to see you, and I appreciate your dressing up for us today.
No worries on that one.
I guess, you look pretty impressive today, and I think you do a good job representing Pasadena. And
Well, that means a lot to me. Thanks for saying that.
yeah, and I'm glad to have you on the BayTran team. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Teresa,
Well,
you want to turn us?
Thank you, Mayor. And we just want to say thank you to everybody who's on the call today. We really appreciate your time. We're so glad to see you coming back week after week. Mayor, we'd love to see you come back and hear what the other mayors are saying. It's really been great to connect with everybody. And we thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Teresa. Carl, thank you all so much.
Sure. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.